Luis, how's it going, man? This is Elvis. As promised, I wanted to send you this video outlining a few things that you could do yourself that will overall increase your website's rankings on Google and ultimately bring in more customers, more money, you know? So I wanted to give you some good information here that will definitely be pretty big value to you. So let me jump right in here. And before we start, I wanted to show you, why is what I'm saying even important? Like, why should you even do this? Well, let me show you exactly the kind of revenue we're talking here when it comes to your market and your industry. So this is a tool that I use. We've got keywords here. These are things that people search on Google, and this is the amount of searches that are made per month. So plumber Aurora, plumbing Aurora, they consider that about the same thing. Same thing with plumber Aurora, Colorado, and plumbing Aurora, Colorado. So overall, about 3,000 searches a month for people looking for plumbers. And so that first page holds a lot of value in terms of people finding an actual company to work with, because I'm sure you as a consumer, you probably don't ever go past page 1 or page 2. I know I don't. So that first page is really where all the money's at. That's where people are finding these plumbing companies, and that's where you can start to bring in a lot of extra cash, a lot of extra revenue that can ultimately grow your business. So getting into it really, and also, by the way, your site is beautiful. I just wanted to mention that because you got a really good looking site. I don't know if you designed it yourself or if you had somebody build it for you, but it's a awesome looking site. It's really friendly to look at and all that good stuff. So good job on that. But getting into the performance of it, there's really 3 things that I wanted to point out for you. The first one being content. And content, what I mean by that is having authoritative content. So content that is relevant to the service that you provide and what exactly you do. So you've got, a nice little paragraph here, and you got some services here, which is great, and then some who we are and kind of about us, and then you got some reviews. So that's great. Now, what could be better is adding a lot more information about the specifics. So the types of services that you offer, maybe writing a couple of hundred words about drain and sewer cleaning, a couple of hundred words about toilet and sink installation, and then, going into some more, other things that you offer and why it would be so beneficial to hire you to do this service at their home. Now, I wanted to give you kind of an illustration as to why content is so important on a website. And so I just wanted to show you something real quick. So you type, and you can do this with anything, but the point I'm trying to make it here is you type in, something like monkey wrench. First thing that pops up is Wikipedia. Now, why is that? Well, if you go to Wikipedia and you look at their page here, and they don't even have that much content, but, you could see all of this information is about monkey wrenches. And so Google will read that and it'll say, oh, this page is extremely relevant to monkey wrenches, so let's put it, in the very first position, so that way, if people are looking for information about monkey wrenches, then this page is going to be the most relevant. So same thing applies here, plumbing in Aurora. And let's look up, I'm going to do a quick Control F here. So the only place that Aurora shows up on, and I don't know if it's the same with Denver too. So Denver shows up twice. Right here. So if you don't tell Google where you're operating, where you're performing your service at, they're not going to know. So when people go and type in, plumber Aurora, they're not going to pop this site up because Google, for all Google knows, it's just another plumbing site. They don't know that it's in Aurora. So adding that inside of your content will show Google that you're relevant and you're in Aurora or Denver, whatever. I would suggest focusing on Aurora just because Denver's super high competition, but you kind of get the point. So that's really one big thing. And if you just spend time on a regular basis adding content onto your site, that's going to help you out in the long run. Number 2. It's the same site that I use to look at, URLs and websites and all that kind of stuff. So if you look up here, that's your site. And so these are some of the metrics that Google also looks at just to see how they're going to position your site on their search engine. And the really big thing that I wanted to point out is backlinks. And so what is a backlink? Because right now you've got none of them out on the web. And that's normal. There's a lot of companies that don't have any. It's just because they don't know what it is. And why should you? You're a plumber. You're focused on doing all that stuff. So backlink is anywhere on the web, any other website that your URL is located on. And so, for example, like Better Business Bureau. If you've got a page on Better Business Bureau, usually you have your website listed there, and so that would be considered a backlink. And I can show you here, this is C4 Plumbing, one of the top plumbers on Google right now for some of those keywords that I showed you. But you can see they've got quite a bit backlinks. They got 833 of them. Let's just go to their first one right here, Super Pages. Let's see. Let's do a quick here. C4. Nope. Well, you can see right here. So these are all backlinks. I don't know where C4 is at. Maybe it's on a different page. Yeah, probably. So right here. So visit website. If you look at the bottom left right here, you could see all city plumbing and sewers. So these are all backlinks. So the more that you have and the more unique types of websites that you've got your specific URL on, the better it's going to be in terms of Google's eyes. So just finding a lot of those local directories that you can list your site on, doing that on a regular basis, that's kind of like a vote. Google likes to see more votes for your site and see more people point to you and say, hey, this is a relevant plumbing company. So adding more of those will absolutely help you out. And so the last thing I wanted to show you was something that's not very well known among really many companies out there, but it's one little extra thing that Google looks at that really helps in the long run, and that's your images and their file names. So if you go here, you can see, so you've named it as water heater. Let's look at this one, toilet. So you've kind of got the idea already. That one's just a bunch of letters and numbers. But if you change your file name to some of these keywords, like plumber aurora, drain repair, those kinds of things, Google, when they come through your website here, they'll pick up on those file names. So they'll see, that this right here, the file name is named toilet. So if you maybe change that to like toilet repair aurora, or water heater repair aurora, those kinds of things Google will pick up on, and it'll just be one additional thing that nobody else is doing that is just going to boost your rankings up a little bit. And so all of these little things that you do will ultimately bring you up there to that #1 position, but it's just about consistency. So if you have any questions about how to implement any of this, or if you'd like any other advice, any further explanation on kind of what I went over here, I try to keep it real simple because this stuff isn't really hard. It's more about being consistent and staying on top of it. So let me know what you think, and like I said, I'd be more than happy to help you out and give you any other advice that you might need. So hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday, Luis, and I enjoyed making this video for you.